I'm Peter Rehnquist. I'm a walk-on at Boston College. Went to Sharon High School in Deerfield Academy. I became a walk-on. I just emailed coach last year, started playing with the guys, and made it eventually because they needed an extra body, so I was kind of lucky in the situation. My grandfather was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, but in my eyes, and my siblings never really saw him as the Chief Justice. He was just kind of our grandfather. Obviously, we went to like some trials and had a couple benefits from that, but he was just a typical grandfather to us. He'd never bring up cases or anything with us. Just he'd take us out. We went to visit him in D.C. We'd go out to dinner with him and just see movies. Really, just the basic stuff a grandfather do. Play croquet. So really, I treat him as a grandfather. And people say like, oh, he's the Chief Justice, make a big deal out of it. I'm kind of surprised. I know who he was, but there's really nothing so special about it to me just because I grew up with it, and our relationship is just completely different from that.
You said he was really competitive. Do you think that translates to basketball for you?
My family's very competitive. We have a big family, so growing up, there's always kind of like, I think it definitely helps you in the basketball court, just because we're not the most athletic people, so we have to go out there and work for everything. And I think my grandfather taught my dad that, he taught us that, so it's kind of, if you don't try your hardest, then what are you doing out there?
Do you think that you guys try to use your intelligence on the court to make up for your lack of athleticism?
I think you have to, because if you're not the fastest kid out there or the best jumper, you kind of have to know when to jump, where the ball is going to go, just kind of play the odds in a lot of situations. And just like I said before, hard work beats out athleticism, I think, most of the time. If you're willing to get down and play defense, dive for loose balls, go up and get the rebounds, you're probably going to fill that stat sheet better than the most athletic kid out there.
But can it get frustrating sometimes when your athleticism fails you and you know where you should have been, but you just couldn't get there?
In high school, it didn't happen to me too much, but the first day I came and played at BC, like, guys would just jump over me, and I think it was a foul, but no, they just jumped over me or tried to take a charge and they just dunk on me. So it was different, but obviously at this level, athleticism is a much bigger role than I was used to before. So it's intense.
Cool. Thanks. Actually, talk about the gym above the Supreme Court too, if you don't mind.
When I was little, my dad told us he had a surprise for us. We'd all heard of the highest court in the land, which is there's actually a basketball court on top of the Supreme Court. So we went up there and kind of shot around a little bit. It wasn't, you'd think of a basketball court, the Supreme Court is like the nicest gym in the world, but it was basically just a regular old gym. You go downstairs and there's like the Justice's chamber, and on top guys are playing basketball. So it was pretty crazy when you were just 10 years old shooting around up there.